Independence and family values indicate a possible bid for the presidency. The programme certainly consolidates the Palin brand, but reveals little about her political intentions.
That was a eureka moment. That was cool.
All in all, the programme offers no surprises, which, for a woman who's made her reputation by causing them, is quite surprising in itself. Jane O'Brien, BBC News, Washington.
6 o'clock news in a moment, but let's join Laura once again for the weather.
Hello there. It's turning very frosty and foggy outside. Already those conditions have started to develop, particularly across central and southern areas of England. And the frost and fog will become very dense and widespread through the course of the night, giving some pretty tricky driving conditions. At the moment, it's the Thames Valley where we've got our fog reforming, and it will become dense, bringing some pretty tricky driving conditions this evening. Further north, we've got some scattered showers, and they have been heavy. They'll ease as they push eastwards, but as they clear through by dawn, we will be left with a bit of moisture on the roads, and as those temperatures plummet below freezing, that does mean things could turn a little bit icy on the roads tomorrow. So we are watching out for icy roads on untreated surfaces across particularly northern England and southern Scotland. But not just the ice to contend with tomorrow morning. This tinge of white across the map shows there'll be a fair amount of fog around, and it will be dense in places, particularly where we have freezing fog, and that is going to be very stubborn to clear. For the southwest of England, it is a bright, crisp start to the day. Sunny spells for the most part, with those temperatures just hovering above freezing. Pretty foggy to start across the eastern areas of Wales. Further west, it's set to be a dry, bright, if not chilly start to our Tuesday. And a largely fine start to the day across Northern Ireland. Our winds will freshen throughout the course of the day. Western Scotland will start off cloudy with some outbreaks of rain. The east will start off cold, frosty, with that fog around as well. Now, the fog will slowly lift into low cloud through tomorrow, particularly through central England, and with a gentle southerly breeze, that fog perhaps drifting its way up towards Yorkshire through the afternoon. Now, where the cloud does break and the sun comes out, temperatures climbing to 7, 8, maybe 9 degrees, but where it lingers, it will stay cold, 3 or 4 at best. And then all change as we head through Tuesday night. A band of rain pushes in from the west, courtesy of this low pressure. We have yet again wet and windy weather sweeping in from the west, gales across western areas and some very heavy rain. The heaviest of the rain will be in the west. It probably won't reach eastern areas of England, and in the west we'll have gusts of 50, perhaps 60 miles an hour. So on Wednesday, yes, highs of 6, 7, 8 degrees, but it's feeling pretty uninspiring with those strong gusty winds. So that's how Wednesday looks, wet and windy. And as we head towards the end of the week, yes, it does become drier, but those cold, frosty and foggy nights look set to return.
The pro-democracy leader Aung San Suu Kyi calls for a peaceful revolution in Burma. In her first full television interview, she tells the BBC of her hopes for radical change in her country.
A great change means a revolution, whether it's violent or non-violent, and we would like a non-violent, peaceful revolution.
Also on tonight's programme, home very soon. The British couple, Paul and Rachel Chandler, who were held by pirates in Somalia, are expected to fly back to the UK shortly. 3,000 jobs to go at Greater Manchester Police as they cut their workforce by a quarter. The bride killed by gunmen on honeymoon with her British husband in South Africa. Police in Cape Town hunt for the killers.
Here in Afghanistan, with more troops on the ground than ever before, a founding member of the Taliban raises the prospects of talks to end the conflict. He tells me the insurgents will guarantee that if NATO withdraws, the Taliban will keep al-Qaeda out. We take our cameras inside the jail where the coalition hopes to win over former fighters. NATO confirms that direct contacts between some insurgents and the Afghan government are underway.
Coming up in Sports Day, David Hayes says his defeated heavyweight challenger Audley Harrison should keep his purse, and he's looking forward to a summer showdown with one of the Klitschko brothers at Wembley.
Good evening and welcome to the BBC News at 6. The Burmese pro-democracy leader Aung San Suu Kyi has said her aim is for a peaceful revolution in the country. In her first face-to-face television interview since being released on Saturday, she told the BBC she hoped to speak to Burma's military rulers and was sure democracy would follow eventually. She spoke to our World Affairs editor, John Simpson.
It's still only 48 hours since Aung San Suu Kyi was free to leave her house after 7 long years, and her supporters still can't get enough of her.
Thank you very much for seeing us.
It's exhilarating, but even in the sweltering heat, she manages to stay cool. And I found she was prepared to deal with some of the thorniest questions.
Do you want to see the military government fall?
Well, I don't want to see the military falling. I would like the military government to take the initiative. I would like them to be the people who have decided that our country has a right to certain standards of freedom.
Is Burma the kind of country that might have a velvet revolution or something rather tougher and harder?
I have to confess that I don't quite associate velvet with the military, but it would be nice if this kind of thing could happen. A non-violent revolution, let's put it that way.
So
Because a great change means a revolution, whether it's violent or non-violent. And we would like a non-violent, peaceful revolution.
if I report, as a result of what you've said, that you're looking for a non-violent revolution, will that get you put back under house arrest again, do you think?
I don't quite know how they would interpret the word revolution. I don't know how you are using the word revolution. But for me, revolution simply means radical change.
Are you scared by the thought that they might reimpose some kind of imprisonment on you?
No, I'm not scared. I know that there is always a possibility because they've done that in the past. They might do it again. My attitude is I'll do as much as I can while I'm free, and if I'm rearrested, I'll do as much as I can under arrest.
Mobile phones have really taken off everywhere while you've been in prison. What did you think when you saw this little thing to speak of?
I'd never handled one before. Of course, I've seen them in photographs in the news magazines, but it felt very inadequate to me. It was so small, and there's no mouthpiece. And I didn't know whether to keep it near my mouth or near my ears, or you just keep shifting it around. And everybody kept assuring me, go on, it's all right, you can say what you want, and he'll hear you perfectly well.
Today, opposite the building where we did the interview with her, the security police were out in force, identifying everyone who came and went. The scooters are a giveaway. Only the secret police are allowed to use them here.